Hello, my name is Emmeline. I'm going to show you my workflow for my final project. So the project brief was to create a headspace for one of the characters from the movie Inside Out, and I was assigned for Discuss. I will first talk about the appearance of Discuss. She is slim and has a large head. She also has light green skin and green middle-length hair. Appearance matters to Discuss a lot as she always dresses well. In my opinion, Discuss would definitely require an elegant concept spaces with eye-catching design because she's a very put-together person, and she also has her own high standards for everything around her. Elegant and modern form of designs would suit her more. My initial idea was to create architectures using geometric forms such as cylinders, cones, and spheres. Discuss is an honest and well-meaning person too, which makes me think that a design with more open spaces would well match her. Also, she would require a dress-up area for her to check on her appearance. I've named this project the Floating Ivory Car, which is from the word ivory, the main color of the building. What's interesting about this project is that the entire spaces are floating above the ground. It is a neo-futurist design and also a dynamic architecture. You can see from the largest space, which is the main interaction space, the second half spot of the entire project is rotatable, or I would say foldable due to the design of its turning pillars. I'll further describe it in the concept of my design later. So before even starting, I'm explaining the project with my rendered perspective drawing of main space. So basically, my main concept was to create a unique environment throughout the spaces, but just recognize that creating too many spaces might be a little bit too extra, because it was just for one character. So overall, I only designed one private space for her, and the other spaces are mainly one open spaces or half public areas. The projects are designed with several see-through areas where the glass windows are provided, and almost all the spaces are to be able to penetrate and look through. So we'll start from the largest space of the project. This is the public area where disgust and other emotions interact, and you can see that by turning the angle of each pillars, you can alter the position of the atrium. And then there's a huge turning plate in the middle of the atrium. It is rotatable as well. This is mainly for disgust and other emotions to have fun while interacting. This project was composed of 3 main little buildings and include 3 different spaces, which are the public, half public, and the private space. Instead of presenting the spaces through drawings, I'll explain it more in my final model. I'll walk you through the space one by one. First of all, I had 3 concepts that I wanted to address: public and private space, physical features, and movement. For the public and private space, I've established 4 public spaces, 2 half public spaces, and 1 private space in my design. Private spaces may need to provide a complete detachment from its surrounding to create its own microenvironment, but since there is only one single character living in this headspace, so the private spaces could still have a strong connection to the surroundings. So I've designed a half private space surrounded the completely private rest area. It's like there are several layers from the public spaces at the outermost layer, and then the half private space in the middle, and then there's this private space in the innermost layer. For the physical features concept, it generously refers to a project that uses site elements such as trees, rocks, formations, and some kind of man-made structures to inform and shape the proposal architecture. Initially, I get my idea from a tree structure, where the stems support the so-called floating spaces on top, and also different layers of spaces are built on the tree branches. The last concept that I would like to address is movement. The movement in architecture is based on static frames. It is an organized system of various types of movements stimulated by specific architectural elements. So this is the transformation of the pillars. It can be rotated 150 degrees by maximum. By looking at its transform, you can see that the central point of the atrium are turnable and creating a sense of movement. My design was inspired by the Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. I like the tree-like structures. It was very unique to me. This is my initial sketch. You can see that it has a sky bridge connecting the spaces, but then I decided to replace it with a sliding bridge later because I thought it creates a better style and impression for this cast. The outcome is not bad though. It also added a sense of playfulness to the space. And now I'll go through the detailed part of my final project. So this is the first public space. It is the interaction area for all the emotions to communicate. And there's this sliding bridge for these guys to have fun and to transfer to another space. And this is the half public space, which is also the work area for these guys to make decisions for rally safety and to criticize things. The next public space is the balcony next to the interaction area, which is the highest spot of the entire space. It is also a public rest area to relax. And the third public space is the balcony next to the workspace. It is also a rest area to relax. And the last public space, it is also the lowest spot of the whole project. It is the balcony below workspace. And then we have our half private space, which is the outer layer of the cylinder. It is also the makeup area for this guest to check on her appearance. The innermost layer is the private area for this guest to rest. And then there goes our glass window, and this is a shine-through roof. It is a half transparent kind of material which allows the sunshine to penetrate through. And this is the full image of my project. This is the side view from the right side, and this is the side view from the left side, and finally the top view. Lastly, which is an extra, this is a view of the entire space after the transformation of the pillar, which means after the pillars are rotated. That's all for my presentation today. I'll end it here. Thank you for watching and hope you like it.